Good afternoon. Dr. Larson had asked us to think outside the box for this last message board, so I decided to create a Pecha Kucha over the 10 chapters of our book. So I hope that you enjoy my presentation, and I will check back with you at the end. Chapter 1 introduced us to theories and models. It gave us general definitions and their importance in educational practice and research. We as teachers make instructional decisions based on our theoretical belief systems. Good practice is always grounded in a multiple theoretical framework. Chapter 2 highlighted the historical theories of Plato, Aristotle, and Rousseau. Plato's mental discipline theory stated that the mind will lay dormant until it's exercised, while Aristotle's associationism theory postulated how the mind will make connections to new learning. And finally, Rousseau's unfoldment theory is that learning is a natural unfolding of the mind. Structuralism is thought of as the first major school in psychology, which sought to explain the structure of the mind through the study of perception. In reading, print perception is a critical component of the reading process, which includes letter and word recognition, legibility of print, and attention span. Chapter 3 introduced us to behaviorists John B. Watson and Ivan Pavlov. In response to Freud's mentalism, Watson suggested human behavior should be studied and observed. Pavlov's classical conditioning theory explored learning through association. Pavlov worked with dogs, while Watson applied his theory to human behavior. Edward Thorndike, pictured on the left, expanded on the notion that stimuli occurring after a behavior also had an effect on future behavior, thus creating the theory of connectionism. B.F. Skinner, on the right, created the operant conditioning theory, which is based on reinforcement and punishment on changing behavior. Chapter 4 described the theory of constructivism, that learning is the active construction of knowledge. John Dewey's idea of inquiry learning has had a profound influence on American education since the 1900s. He promoted collaboration, cooperation, and democracy in education. The schema theory suggests people organize their knowledge into expandable structures called schematas. Louise Rosenblatt extended this idea into reading, suggesting reading experiences are unique to individuals. The psycholinguistic theory assumes reading is a language process, while the metacognitive theory supports the gradual release of responsibility. As we moved into Chapter 5, we learned about how children think. Jean Piaget developed the 4 stages of cognitive development: sensory motor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational. When we understand our students' developmental capabilities, we can plan age-appropriate activities. Chapter 5 also brought us theories related to maturation and the family's influence on literacy learning. While children strive to emulate their parents, the first 5 years of a child's life are crucial for future literacy development. As children mature, so do their abilities to be successful readers. As we read Chapter 6, we learned about how a child's physiological needs affect their literacy achievement. Abraham Maslow is responsible for creating the hierarchy of needs theory to explain human motivation. Beginning at the bottom of the pyramid, the needs are sequential, so a student's physiological needs must be met before they can learn. Students' physiological needs may have an effect on their learning. Cognitive and brain health need adequate nutrients for learning to occur. In addition, healthy, consistent, and stable sleep patterns may also have an effect on learning. And lastly, regular exercise can increase blood and oxygen to the brain, thus resulting in improved academic achievement. Chapter 7 described the effective lens of literacy learning and its effect on classroom application and educational research. This chapter explored the relationship between a student's feelings and emotions and the inherent role that they will play in literacy learning and achievement. Mary Helen Armandino-Ying's work integrates the 3 systems of the brain: biological, affective, and cognition, and their effects on learning. Maslow situates the affective levels above physiological needs and cognition at the top. The attachment and engagement theories relate to the teacher-student relationships and their effect on literacy learning. Chapter 8 introduced us to a variety of theories regarding the aspect of social interaction and its effect on literacy learning. These theories include sociolinguistics, sociocultural, social constructivism, social learning, critical literacy, and critical race theory. These theories share the commonality that literacy learning is a social process. Oral language, a student's community and culture, modeling, and race all play central roles in the acquisition of literacy knowledge. Knowledge is constructed during social interactions and can be a vehicle to eliminate social and racial inequalities. This chapter described 10 cognitive processing perspectives to explain the reading process from a neurological viewpoint and their implications for classroom application and research. The act of reading consists of the brain processing information in stages until it becomes an automatic process. The reading process consists of 4 cognitive processors: orthographic, semantic, syntactic, and phonological, which work simultaneously to interpret text. Those with a deficiency in one or more of these 4 processors may experience reading difficulties. Brain imaging can be used to study, diagnose, and treat reading problems. The final chapter summarized the most influential theories and ideas in the field of reading. As we read through the text, it added new ideas to our current theoretical belief systems. So now, as a result, we can make better informed decisions regarding our literacy instruction. I hope you enjoyed listening and watching my presentation. I want to tell you that I have enjoyed taking this class with all of you and meeting you online, and maybe someday we'll run into each other face to face. This is actually my last class for my PhD, so I'm glad to complete it and to move on. I wish you all the best.